Good afternoon, folks. It's Thursday the 1st of May 2025 and I've had this van 1 year tomorrow. So I thought I'd give you a little look round and tell you what I think about it. I'm currently at the Exeter Caravan and Motorhome Club site. It's a gorgeous day at the beginning of May. A little bit hazy today, but I quite like this place. There are hardly any vans here. Okay, it's midweek. We're inside the racecourse, there's no racing going on, and it's just so quiet. I'm stashed over here. I think they call this economy pitches. There's about 6 or 7 pitches along here. They're grass, no electric. I'm paying £13 a night. And just behind me there's another section. It's a wooded area. It's electric. I think grass pitches with electric, and that is so quiet as well. There are probably 1, 2, 3, 6 or 7 vans in there. I think probably half of those are seasonal as well. But we're in the middle of the race course. Next race is 3rd of October. And there are walks around the inside of the track. What do I think of this van? Well, overall I'm very pleased with it. 1 or 2 little niggles, as probably you always get, but on the whole it's met the requirements that I had, and we're going to go through and just have a look at things and give you an idea of what I like, what I'm not, what I don't like. I'm thinking of one in particular. Anyway, let's start with the outside. This is the 2024 model. It's a Series 10, I believe. I had to ask Bob Earnshaw that about a year ago what number it was. But yeah, nice chunky front end. Some like, some don't like the newer ones, the 2025 ones with all the strange holes in it. But I like mine anyway. It's 140 horsepower Fiat Ducato engine. I've got the automatic, I believe it's a ZF, I might be wrong, automatic gearbox, 9-speed, and the wheels tell you it's an automatic. Most importantly, I've got a Go Faster stripe down the side. Nice big awning, 2-lay Omnistore, 6300 awning I think it is, so the full length of the van there. And it's a bit plasticky. That's one thing I'd say about it. Comparing it to the Fiamma awning, which I had on my previous motorhome, it's a bit plasticky, gets a bit hot, whereas the Fiamma one was a bit more of a canvas feel. So I did prefer that one. But it's fine. Big opening door, electric step of course. And here you've got the tinted windows. Everything back from the cab is tinted. And you can see here they're flush fit as well. So they open pretty much horizontal. The bedroom window is not covered by the door. When I was looking at vans, I did see some vans where the door went across the bedroom window. So if you had it open, you were stuffed. Big water tank just down there, I think it's 120 litres, and there's a wastewater tank in the middle by the door. The drain is in the middle of the van, and you just pull the lever just next to the barbecue there, and it's got a massive great drain hole. I think it's 2 inches diameter, so that'll empty pretty quickly. I've got a longitudinal fixed bed, which I'll come to when we go on inside. Being 6'2.5", 6'3", I needed a longitudinal bed. Wouldn't fit across in a normal van. This is a 6.36 Fiat Ducato, so the longest one. Plenty of space in the garage. On the right hand side we've got a little cupboard. It's got a couple of reels. One is for my water hose, one is for the electric hoses, and also in there is a shower point, which I've used. I've had a couple of showers, so plenty of space. Then I've got 2 6 kilogram propane bottles in there. I thought of going bigger, but to be honest, I don't use a lot of it. I've just replaced one of them, and I've had it in this van for a year. So it's cost me £32 for a year's worth of gas. So I've saved heaps. It doesn't have the Fiat factory reversing camera up there. Right in the middle of the screen you can see the reversing camera that comes with it. I did read somewhere it might be a Ford one, I'm not sure really. Anyway, it was put in by Pilote, and that is not very good at all. It's not a rear view, it just comes on when you put it in reverse, and I'm getting a rubbish picture. It's fuzzy, and the habitation check yesterday said that it is fogged up, misted up inside, it's got water in it, so they have ordered a new one, so I'll be getting that replaced at some point. We've got electric point just by the lights there. Again, more close fit windows. Bedroom, the first one, the toilet bathroom, second one, and the dinette area, the third one, and my cassette toilet there. I've got my Truma boiler vent there. I just noticed a bird poop on the top there. I'm going to have to get rid of that. 3 vents, one in the dinette, one in the shower room, and one over the bedroom. The one over the bedroom wasn't sealed properly. I think it must have been about September last year. There was heavy rain and I noticed a drip, so the actual sealing the plate down onto the van hadn't worked, so I took it back to the dealer and they resealed it properly. They did look at the other ones and they seem to be okay for now. And I think this van has got a 90-litre fuel tank. I've not actually filled it up yet, but 90 litres in there, and it's got AdBlue as well. It didn't come with any mud flaps, so I bought those Fiat ones, fitted them myself, and main reason was to protect the step on the other side. So a lot of crud coming up, I didn't want it to get into the step mechanism, so put those on the front. There aren't any on the back. All the front cab windows have got blinds. They do a good job of keeping the heat out. I've got the daytime LED running lights on there, which are pretty cool. And I've got the spots, 2 spots at the front, and they come on and off, or you can turn them on and off when you're turning corners. So at night you can see the inside of the corner. It also has other fantastic things, this engine, which perhaps I'll go through in another section. I don't know how far back the series go where they have cameras in here, but it's got a range sensor there and also a camera, and that does all sorts of things, some of which I've come across, some of which I haven't yet, thank goodness. One of the other requirements for changing my van was to go narrower. I think the body of this van is about a foot, I think it's about 30 centimetres narrower than the coachbuilt I had. The coachbuilt also had long arm wing mirrors. This has got short arm wing mirrors. I was thinking about getting covers for them, but to be honest, if I'm hitting those, I shouldn't be going down the lanes or that close to a vehicle. So I love the outside. I love the grey. Under the bonnet it says it's anvil grey. I think they marketed it as Lanzarote grey, but under the bonnet it says anvil grey. Whatever it is, quite happy with that. Let's have a look inside then. Full opening door, 50 centimetre electric step, and I've got a Flyscreen. That is one thing I have learned to be very careful with. When you pull it across, you've got to twist it a little bit inside. How do I demonstrate this? So when pulling it, I'm grabbing it like this, but I'm twisting it that way. So I'm twisting it inside and pulling it along. When I first got it, it came off the runner at the bottom, and I didn't have any tools with me. I had to borrow some. But I did see far worse when I was looking around at vans, so it's not a major point. We've got a flappy bit, so that just comes up, and there's an arm underneath, so quite useful. Little Pilote badge, and this is for the table, so it's another rail for the table. So I could take this table out and slot it on that rail rather than the rail inside, and you could have an outside table. I've used that once or twice, that's quite useful. Let's move inside. Being a 6.36 metre van, I've got a longitudinal bed which is just about enough for me. I do sleep at a slight angle, but rather than having windows at the back, I think it's actually quite a good idea. You've got those sort of cutouts. They're probably 1.5 inches deep, 3 centimetres, so that gives you a bit more length in there. A couple of little cubby holes on the top of the door, so you can keep your leads in, and 4 cupboards, 2 on each side. They're not the biggest cupboards in the world, but you can get your clothes in there if you're going away for a bit. Get your clothes in there. We've got the skylight, which, as I said, had been leaking and is now fixed, and then we've got plenty of LED lights inside here, and on the head end of the bed, which is I presume the door end, that's what I'm using, because that's where the light is, the reading lamp. So you've got a little reading lamp there and one on the other side. The bed's a funny shape, but of course you've got steps to get up there. 2 cubby holes in there, so useful to keep your knickknacks, bits and pieces. On this side you have 2 cushions, so there's one sort of running up there, that's one cushion, and the rest of it is the other cushion, so they do come apart. And at here, the end here, you can hinge this side up. So if you wanted more garage space, you can hinge that up from there. It will stand upright like that, and it's got a seatbelt type thing to hold it up, so you can put a bike in if you wanted to do that. There's another big storage cupboard under this little cushion. Well, when I say big, it's quite big, but half it is filled by the toilet when you go for a shower. I'll show you that in a bit. And on the other side there is another one. It is a bit difficult to get into, but you just have to fold this cushion back up. So there's about a 2-foot cushion here in lengthwise, so you can just fold that back up and then you get into the cupboard here. Storage down the bottom here, 2 shelves in there. I've got a gas oven which I've never used. I store a collapsible bucket thing in there. I've never used that. And then we've got I think it's a Dinette fridge. So reasonable. 90-litre fridge. You get a loaf of bread in the freezer compartment, but it'll keep it frosted. So yeah, happy with that. That's pretty good. It's got a funny cover though. It's just sort of a big piece of cardboard on the front here, but no big deal. And then my cookie unit. So I've got 3 pretty good drawers. So I've got all my utensils in there, cups, etc, etc, and they're all soft close. Another big one down below that, and then two little bins. They're okay. You can put some stuff in there. I mean, you've got rubbish in. I got rubbish in the right hand one, and then recyclable stuff goes in the left hand one. So I've just emptied that out. And then underneath this one, there's another drawer for your pots and pans, kettles, etc, etc. And they do latch, so you can do that, and then you can push the buttons in. I think this is pretty much the same on most camper vans. 2 gas burners, a small sink, and that's why I've got a collapsible washing up bowl as well. So you've got a small sink there, but it does the job. If you're washing up a few cups, big plates, you really got to do that somewhere else. Sit that on there for drying. We come to the dinette area. So there's a decent sized cupboard in there. I've got all my books, my membership catalogues, Wild Ruins book, etc, etc. First aid kit and my shopping bags in the one at the front. We've got a light, press light, and that just comes on, turns off. And the front seats are right back at the moment. And I think the table is, yeah, halfway forward. So there's plenty of space here. This table is a flap that just rotates out just in front of me. So the driver's seat can have a bit of a table space. And then you've got a fake leather chairs with a couple of seat belts. Again, that's another thing that I was after. One thing that does slightly disappoint me is the base seat. It's not really as comfortable as the Adria Twin. It's basically just a flat cushion, a couple of sewn in bits. It could be more comfortable. It's okay. I mean, the back rest has got a bit of shape to it, so not too bad. But I will sit mainly in the driver's seat if I'm on a campsite for a few days, turn it around and lie it back. I did think of trying to get something under there to make it hinge up a little bit, but that's a project. There is a little cubby hole on the floor, and electric leads, brushes I should have put away is in there. Again, another bit of storage. And under the seat is a hinge panel, which is where my Truma boiler is, and all the pipes that go with that. Ventilation to the floor, etc, etc. It's got one of those dump valves. If it goes below, I think it's 4 or 5 degrees, and I've had it dump the water a couple of times, which was a surprise. I've got to remember when it gets cold to turn the pump off on the control panel, so I don't know what will happen if it tries to pump water when there's nothing there. And also in the same cupboard is what they call it, master switch unit. It's got all the fuses, all the 240 in it, 12 volts in it as well, and rather disappointingly it also has a PWM solar controller, charge controller, and together with the not very good solar panel, it's a bit pants, to be said. So there's a project afoot. One of my next projects is to improve the solar performance on this van, but that's going to be further down the line. We next come to the washroom, which has its own skylight. It has a window as well, so we've got nice ventilation in there when you're having a shower or other things. We've got a cupboard, four little cubby holes there actually. The mirror door slides across, so you've got two little cubby holes there and 2 behind the mirror as well. An interesting sink. What did he call it? Waterfall sink or something like that. I'll show you it down. I'm not going to waste water by running the tap, but you get the idea. There's no back to it. So the water goes in it and runs away. However, if you think about it, do you want a sink full of water? You can put your hands under the tap, wash your face in there, and it runs off down the back and down into the tank. So not really a problem, just something I didn't realise at the beginning. And another interesting point about the washroom is the toilet. I think it's a bench toilet, is that what they call it? Which is fine. Usual Thetford bench toilet there, and it takes up most of the space, well, half the space in the shower room. But you might be able to see it's on runners. Let me put the toilet away. So the toilet has now been slid into the cupboard, which was under the bed in the bedroom, and you now have, oh, it's probably not quite a metre by metre of floor space. So when you're in there having a shower, okay, it's a wet room, water goes everywhere, but that's not a problem, it's designed for that. And you've got plenty of space to do your thing. But there is one quite weird thing with the shower washroom, and I'm going to demonstrate. So I'm now going to have a shower. And I'm now going to go to the toilet. Finally, I'm going to go and wash my face. So who knew? I don't think you ever go into a motorhome or campervan thinking, when I wash my face, my bum's going to stick out the door. Anyway, that's what's happened here. Fortunately, there's no one else in it with me at the moment. Being tall, I can't bend over in the unit and wash my face. Maybe shorter people could do that. Who knows? Anyway, that's quite amusing. There are only two control panels in the van. On the left, we've got the Truma iNet ready control panel for your fan, your hot water, the heating. There's an on-off switch for the 12-volt electric there, and that's the temperature sensor of the van. Although strangely, it doesn't show you on there what the current temperature is. You can set it to 14, 20, whatever you want to set it to, and it flashes, but it doesn't tell you what the current temperature thing is. And I've asked someone else about that. Anyway, that's all a bit weird. And the Pilote control panel, I would say a bit basic. It's a little tablet. Basically, you've got clean water, you've got dirty water, you've got pump on and off, you've got electric sockets on and off, you've got lights on and off, so the master switches. And then you've got a little diagram here. It's showing there's a bit of solar coming in. If it was plugged into the electric, then that would be lit up. Current battery voltage 12.98, and that is engine input to the battery. So it's not the best. You can't really do anything with it clever. You press these, nothing happens. Apart from these will turn off the relevant things. What else is there inside? Sockets in the bedroom above my side. I sleep on the off side. Just behind where the lights are, the reading lights are, there is a USB socket there. One USB-A, one USB-C. Strangely, there isn't on the other side. It's a bit cheap. Above here, there's a little vent, there's a circular thing, and then there's a TV and satellite socket just below that. It had some strange European socket in it, and I've changed it for a cigarette lighter, so that's just driving my little router in there, and that's got an on-off switch with it. The only other socket I've got in here is under the table. So I'm looking under the table at the moment. There is a main socket, 240-volt socket, and two USB sockets there. And that's it. That's it for the front of the van. So a bit sparse in the old socket department. It's not a big problem. I have a power bank as well, so that has 4 USB sockets in it and 4 AC sockets now. I've got nice lights in here. I've got under cupboard lighting over the kitchen area and the table area, so that's quite nice. And as I showed you earlier, 3 skylights, one biggish one in this area, small one in the bathroom, and one in the bedroom area. So overall, pretty happy with it. The cab seats are comfortable, although they could be a little bit more comfortable for me, being a tall person. Again, something I need to look at, whether you can get seats for tall people. But that's just a small thing. What else is there? I think overall it's pretty good, apart from the things I've mentioned, which are not perfect. You're never going to find a van that's not perfect. And I would say I'm very happy with it. 9 out of 10 in scores on the doors. 9.5 maybe. A couple of things could be improved. I'll show you one thing which could be improved. Hey up, so we're on the roof. Oh, what a lovely day for it. This panel here, this panel is, I think it's a French panel. Energie Mobile, it says on it. It's 125 watts. It's one of those 2 mil thick flexible panels. As far as I can see, it's glued onto the roof, so there's no ventilation underneath it. It produces next to nothing. Together with the PWM solar controller underneath in the box, I mean, today the maximum I've been getting is 35 watts out of it. So 35 watts out of 125 panel. It can't keep the van topped up. When the fridge comes on, the fridge draws 40 watts every 45 minutes or so when it turns on and does its cycle, and it can't keep up. So one of my projects is to get some more solar on here. I don't really want to make holes in the roof, so I'm looking at roof bars, and of course the Fiat has these little mushroom heads, and on one side I've got an awning, and on the other side I've got 5 mushroom heads, so I need brackets, and that's something I'm looking at the moment. But that's the last thing. Yeah, the solar panel is a bit disappointing. I've got 2 95 amp hour AGM batteries, which is not far off what I had on the other van, but I had a 150 watt panel on there, and this setup, it just can't keep up. So really that's the final thing that's a bit disappointing, but at least something we can work around. In fact, I'm not going to say much about the cab. It's a Series 10 Fiat Ducato 2.2 2024 version. It's got the 9-speed auto box, which is fantastic. That has really made a difference to driving to places. You don't have to lean forward and change it, going up hills, down hills, etc. It's really smooth. It's not a fully digital dash. It's it lights up when you turn it on, but you can still see the dials there. But it's got so many gadgets on it. That's probably for another video, or someone's probably done it already, so you probably need to look out for that. But yeah, I love the Fiat Ducato. It's got a 9-inch screen there, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, etc, etc, and it's got everything you need with sort of manual aircon. But like the cab, got the blinds, so it's not too bad in here today. So I think I've done with this video. Overall very pleased with it, happy with my purchase, happy with the part exchange I did on the last van, happy with the price I got for my last van, more than I paid for it. So happy bunny. Well, I think that's it for now. Look after yourselves, and I'll catch you all soon. Take care then, bye bye.